As you try to regain your footing, your other foot lands on something also small, round, and hard. You feel yourself feet go out completely from under you. You do a full rotation in the air and land on your stomach. Lysander, I'm going to have you make the roll. Roll me a strength check.
That's a nat 20.
Yes!
CK, you land on your front, and Felicity and Lysander spring forward. Lysander seems to have a large shoehorn that he manages, even though your key is now ever so slightly shrouded, he manages to wedge underneath the key, and Felicity and Lysander basically lay their entire weight against this shoehorn and pop the key out of your back.
Is it you, or is this the person I talked to last night?
Lysander, you see him shift and just become stone cold. And you see him go to his desk and pick up the book and look at it for a second and throw it to the ground in frustration. As he kind of takes his arm and shoves it across his desk, all of his little tools start to fall and slam to the ground. We did this to let them out, to free them. Why can no one see what I clearly see? And he kind of flutters a little bit and takes, and in a split decision, he goes and knocks even another shelf off of one of the bookshelves, and all of these trinkets go. And he's like, why am I here if not to help people get out and go to freedom? Why is it that I keep trying to save people and they fall down dead?
CK opens the same hatch that they opened last night. The one that they were able to store the gold that you all retrieved inside momentarily. And from where last night, Lysander, you felt the existence of magic, there's another hatch that opens. And inside, you see a twisted, interlocked and intertwined, almost ball of twigs, it looks like. And from inside, there is a source of light that pulsates different colors. Blues, and then pinks, gold, purples. This point of light is about the size of your palm and sits deep in this nest of intertwined twigs. Lysander, almost swept up by the infatuation of arcane creations, you reach out a hand to touch this light source inside of CK's chest. You reach out and make contact with this nest of twigs that is encasing this glowing point of light. And as you do so, arcs of lightning jump from this light source and connect with both you and Felicity. You're both going to take 14 points of lightning damage as you are both knocked back against the wall. I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Rudy's gonna take a quick glance over at Lysander and raise an eyebrow. Actually, I think you're going to go ahead and answer a few questions that you have for us. If you want to see CK back, you're probably gonna want to work with us at least a little bit here. And then he's gonna look over at Lysander like, I don't know, man, I don't know.
All that I can say right now is that you are venturing into dangerous territory, and that you should turn back while you still can. And you hear more clacking, and I would brace yourself. Just trust the CKs. That's all I can do right now.
Yeah, just trust the CKs. Just trust the adults. They'll figure it out. They'll tell you. Don't worry, you're not too young. You'll figure it out. Just wait. We'll tell you, Felicity. You won't have to figure it out on your own. Well, guess what? Life sucks, life's short, and nobody tells me anything. So if anyone's done pretending like I can't know anything, I'm going my own way. And she is going to rush to the front door, attempt to unlock it, and leave.
You hear a crash and the sound of breaking glass from behind you as you stumble a bit forward and glance behind you and see that this bush has stood up on 2 legs and 2 long arms hang down at its side, having just smashed against the back door of your shop, breaking in the window. And as Felicity takes off down the street and this thing starts to try and clobber its way in, Atticus from inside CK goes, oh dear. Good luck. Hello and welcome back to Performance Check. My name is Ethan Mann and I am your Dungeon Master. I have 4 wonderful players with me who would love to introduce themselves. Say hi, wonderful players.
Hi,
wonderful players.
They're so excited about what's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm great.
For today's icebreaker question, we are actually going to take a listener-submitted question from friend of the podcast, Emily. Big shout out to Emily.
Love you, Emily.
The question is, if your character was in Smash Bros., what would their special attack move be? And we're going to start with Jimmy.
Hi, I think that CK's final smash would be like on a activation, like it kind of like makes it so that they couldn't exit or like walk away from CK. And then once CK does his next attack, it does essentially like a bigger hit, like an Eldritch Smite. So like the limiting walking away would be their channel divinity that like makes it so that people can't run away from him, and then the actual attack part would be the holy smite, divine smite.
Amazing. Rudy, we're going to jump over to you.
Okay, so Rudy's final smash is a mix of, I'm going to call it 2 other final smashes. First, Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang. He is just going to punch you like 30 times over the span of like 5 seconds. Just like 1-inch punch to the chest, like over and over and over again. Then he's going to jump 20 feet up in the air. If you have ever played a Jackbox game before, I'm talking like TKO, like you just absolutely own somebody. You go zooming up in the air, and then he comes down, foot extended, target looking up at him, takes this foot straight to the chest, falls to the ground, bam, match over. Rudy wins.
Amazing. Lysander, you're up next.
I imagine that Lysander would just snap his fingers and this gigantic portal would appear, and anyone caught in that portal would get a big slashing from this demonic claw that would just get hit point after hit point after hit point. So that would be the final that final smash move.
Mysterious.
Spooky. Last but certainly not least, Michael.
Felicity's final smash, I mean, not me overthinking this already. She'd be a glass cannon, a light character, so easy to launch, but does a lot of damage in return. So her final smash would be, like, she'd hold up her magnifying glass, and anybody nearby within eyesight would get caught in this cutscene Joker persona final smash, where she would analyze them, and then, having found their weak point, throw one butter knife at them. And thank you. And
You're welcome.
Go ahead and hit them with one massive damage. And if they're above 100%, it's an instant KO. And if it ends the match, she gets her own special little cutscene, like case closed style.
All of these are amazing and make me want to play Smash Bros. This is a game that I have not played.
We need to play,
What?
Ethan.
That's crazy.
This man's a Ridley main, if I've ever heard of it.
I'm surprised we didn't play it when... Actually, I'm not, because we didn't play many video games together when we lived together.
I was going to say.
But we should have. I guess it's on me, y'all. My bad.
And
Wow,
it's your fault.
Wow.
One.
When last we left our intrepid heroes, they had a bit of a tete-a-tete with one Atticus through a hidden speaker inside of CK's inner workings. Felicity had a bit of a moment and stormed off, running down the streets. While at the same time, a large plant creature with the vague outline of human characteristics, 2 long legs, 2 long arms, longer than it seems should fit on this body, but made entirely of this autumnal foliage, has completely smashed down a section of the back wall of Lysander's shop and begins to shamble its way into the shop. And it almost seems to spin this like approximation of a head atop its body, as if looking around the shop and taking in its surroundings. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative. It's been a minute. Let's go. Initiative.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Woo!
My big, strong -1 to initiative. Let's see what happens. Finally, my luck is turning around once we face some enemies with a 19. Natural 20 -1.
All right. CK has a 19.
I got an 11.
Woo. Let's go 11. Rudy.
Oh, shoot. I forgot. 13.
13. And Felicity.
14.
CK, you are up first. You are on the ground. And
I
you
also
feel...
have my chest open, right?
What's that?
I also still have my chest open, or
You
has
still
that been
have your
closed up?
chest open.
So,
And you
want
are
to
on
say
the
that
ground.
getting up and closing my chest is all of my movement?
It'll take half your movement to stand up.
But what about my chest? Bonus action, would you say?
I'll let it be your bonus action, sure.
Okay, cool. As my bonus action, I'm going to close then my chest up and then use half my movement to stand up. I am then going to walk towards the beast, and then I'm going to cast Compelled Duel on it.
Okay. Tell me about that spell.
It needs to be within 30 feet of me, which is... It is. And then if it fails a DC 13 Wisdom save, which, because that's my spellcasting DC right now, it is compelled to duel with me. So if it tries to move further than 30 feet away from me, must make a Wisdom saving throw of a 13 or higher. And then if it tries to attack anyone besides me, it gets disadvantage.
Brilliant. It's going to take an 8.
8, that will fail. So now it is compelled to duel me and will want to duel me instead of my friends. It has disadvantage on all attacks, as I said, that aren't against me, and it can't move more than 30 feet away from me with unless it succeeds on a subsequent Wisdom saving throw.
Amazing. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope, that's my movement, action, and bonus action.
Brilliant. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I got an 8, Ethan.
CK, as you snap this chest plate back up, you feel the inside of this piece of armor grow warm. And as you look down, you see heat scoring and burn along the ring of your chest that just closed. And you see small sparks start to come off as little bits of electricity continue to try and throw themselves off of you in defense of your potentially power source being tampered with.
I'm gonna say, Atticus, please stop the auto defense. It is hurting me.
Well, there's only so much I can do with that once it's activated until you come back to the castle. There's only so much that can be done remotely. And you hear a knock come from your chest. Yes,
a knock?
I'm coming. Good luck to you all.
Atticus, wait.
You feel almost as if a presence that you did not realize was with you has left.
Great. This is amazing. I think I've learned sarcasm.
Felicity, you are up.
Here's the thing. If I go with what the character is supposed to do, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 further down the street, and I believe that'll be my turn. Canonically, Felicity is crying and running off, so I'm not making her dash, but she is going to use her full movement to walk away. to continue to move away, and that will be... Because if I started dashing, no one would catch up to her. Maybe Rudy. That'll be it.
Well, if that's your turn, Rudy, it's going to be yours.
Okay, seeing that CK is up and at him, I'm going to peek myself out of the door of the building that Felicity just ran out of. Move my 5 feet. Okay. I'm going to peek my way down the door, and I'm going to just let out, like, the best distraught, oh my god, come help us, screech I can. I'm literally just going to yell out Felicity's name and just try to sound as panicked and stressed as I possibly can to try to get her attention back. Okay. We got the. Oh god. Okay, Felicity, and then I'm just gonna immediately slam the door for effect, and then dash towards the mound. Just make my way up there. Not really dash, but just move my full movement to get up to the mound. And now I punch, and then I punch again, and then I punch.
That's a lot of punching.
Riveting content. I'm playing a monk. How's a 22 do me?
A 22 will hit.
Hip. That is 9 bludgeoning damage. And then bonus action, get this. I punch. That's a nat 20 on punch.
Okay.
That's going to be...
double that damage.
That's going to be a 15 punch damage. And I'm going to say I flurry of blows. So I'm going to punch one more time. Another nat 20. I'm not kidding.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding. Punch
Finally,
3,
all your
baby.
luck is paying off.
Here he is. 11 more bludgeoning damage.
Why do I have a feeling this is going to be one of those things where, like, we kill the boss officially, like, really early into the fight, and then Ethan's like, well, time to add another 0.
Hey, don't say that. These are unarmed strikes.
Hey, well, there's a group of hogs suddenly bursting through the door.
Amazing. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Whenever I hit with a flurry of blows attacks, I can impose an effect. I'm going to say that this bad boy is going to... I'm going to say that he is going to fall prone. I need a dex save to avoid falling prone after being hit by my flurry of blows.
Oh my god. Y'all have me in this combat, I think. How's an 8 do me?
That fails. I want to get clarification here. Whenever you hit with one of your flurry of blows attacks, you can impose an effect. I hit with 2 of them, so can I get 2 effects, or is it just the one?
You hit
Whenever
twice
you hit with one of your
blows.
flurry of blows attacks. And I did that as a bonus action, so I got 2 attacks out of that flurry of blows. Every time you hit with 1 attack, you impose 1 effect. Does that mean if I hit with 2 attacks, I get 2 effects?
Flurry of blows is allowing you to add that additional attack as a bonus action, correct?
Flurry of blows is my bonus action, and then when I do it, I make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
To make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. I think in my brain it makes sense that then if you hit with both and you want to take an attack, or you want to take an effect with both, I think you can.
Cool. Awesome. Then I also need a strength save.
Cool. So that strength save is going to be a 22.
And that'll pass. So that will be my turn.
Okay. So Rudy hops up to this guy and just lands some absolute wallops on this kind of squishy, damp creature. It feels almost as if like the leaves have fallen and then it has rained and they've all congealed together because of that moisture. And you're just like punching and getting like as you're making contact. And that's what we're going to put there for prone. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's it. That's all I got.
Amazing. Lysander, you're up.
Okay, knowing or at least seeing that Rudy kind of has this right now, Lysander will run to the window over here. Let me move Lysander. I'm assuming there's a window over on this wall somewhere.
Definitely. There's a window against, we'll say all 4 of the walls, except for the one that just got blown out by the shambling mound. It is going to get an attack of opportunity if you leave its threatened area.
That's okay.
Okay. It is going to be with disadvantage because of CK's spell.
Cool.
So it's going to be an 18 to hit, which I believe does hit you,
Yeah, that
correct?
does.
17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, mama. Oh. 17. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, so Lysander walks towards this window and literally almost passes out. But he continues onward, and he is going to cast Message at Felicity. And he is going to point through the window towards Felicity and say, I understand how you're feeling. I understand that you feel powerless in a situation that wasn't even brought into your attention or trusted within you. That's my fault. You'll only hear me say this once, but I'm sorry. And then he will just turn back towards the monster.
Okay. It is then going to be this creature's turn. And it is going to hobble its way past Rudy.
It has enough movement with being prone, right?
It has half movement with being prone.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure that was included.
So it is going to sort of like squelch its way back up to standing and then just sort of shuffle past Rudy towards CK and is going to attempt to attack our Warforged friend. So it's going to be a 14 on the first one and miss, and it's only going to be a 10 on the second one, and it is going to miss. So you, I'm imagining almost like are like repelling these slams as it shuffles up to you and starts trying to like throw like half its body weight into an arm, clubbing down at you, followed by the other arm, and you are just like batting away and avoiding taking damage from this creature.
Yeah, I imagine that like I don't have my shield activated yet, and as he's bringing down the first hit, I activate my shield and like bat it away, and then I use my sword to like kind of parry off the second blow.
Amazing. It's then going to be your turn.
Okay. I was going to move up and attack him, but instead I'm just going to attack him. Thank you for bringing that first step out of the way. Okay.
It's almost like you have some magic that's kind of mandating it.
Yeah, he might be a little bit upset at me. I cannot lie. Oh, I thought I had 2 attacks, but I'm not level 5 yet. Oh well. Okay, the first roll is... I got a 4 plus 6 for 10. I'm assuming that misses.
That's not going to do it.
And that's going to be my turn.
Amazing. So you swing this newly forged and attached sword, and it just sort of like sticks in this thing's leg for a moment before you yank it back out, and it seems entirely unbothered by this.
That wouldn't be considered flank, right?
I'm gonna say no. That's an L.
Oh, I should have... If I was smarter, I would have moved around. But oh well.
Alas.
Alas, I did not say that.
Felicity, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna roll an insight check on Felicity, or I'll say insight, to kind of see if Felicity can tell whether or not things are bad or if they're freaking out because she left. Because my instinct is she's like, oh, they're just upset that I'm leaving. Well, screw them. But I would assume, a DM, if you want to give me a DC, a dirty 20 is probably enough to figure out they need help.
Felicity, you take off down this street, and you're quick. You make it away before you hear this voice in your head. And you skirt to a stop where the road reaches the edge of the forest that carries on to the road that connects to the cottages and then into Old Town. There's a notice board on your right and the shelter of trees in front of you. And you hear Lysander's voice come into your head. And you get the feeling that these new friends that you have made over the past 24 hours are in danger.
All right. Felicity will kind of take a shaky breath and then turn around and rush back. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I will bonus action dash. 35, 40, 45, 50. Would I have enough movement to open the door?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Then, with that, 55, 60, she can get up to the creature, having seen it, and her eyes widen. She's going to take out, her bread knife and take a stab at it. Would I have advantage with, Rudy there?
Yes.
All right. She's going to stab twice. The first one's an 18. Second one is a 13. So an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
All right, and with that, she will be doing 7 piercing, and I'm also going to be rolling her sneak attack with 5 sneak attack damage.
Okay, so what was that damage total?
That damage total was 5 sneak attacks, 7 piercing. With everything good, then I will also say that at that point, Claudia, Felicity would turn and look at Lysander, and I would think she doesn't even realize she's actually responding. You would just hear very differently from the very usual boisterous, brazen voice you're used to from her, a soft, "You don't understand me." And that will be Felicity's turn.
Amazing. Rudy, you're up.
I'm just gonna hang where I am, and if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. That's an 18 to hit.
That'll do it.
For 8 bludgeoning damage. And then I do I punch again? I think I punch again. 22.
That'll hit.
6 bludgeoning damage. And that's my turn.
Lysander, you're up.
Hearing those words from Felicity, Lysander is going to kind of he's going to kind of resolve in that moment and then reach inside of himself and just do some good old-fashioned Eldritch Blast. It's a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll do it.
Beautiful. God, why? 1 damage.
Woohoo! A damage is a damage is a damage.
Oh, you're kidding me.
It certainly is.
He is just like, I could just imagine him like taking his wand and he's just like, and then as this little spurt comes out that like flicks the monster and he's just like,
The monster kind of looks down at where it hits him, like,
I'm not built for this, man. I'm not built for this. My wall's broken down, both figuratively and literally.
Do better.
Anything else you would like to do with your turn?
No, that's it.
Amazing. It's going to be this creature's turn again, then. Whew, yeah. CK, that's going to be a 23 to hit you.
That'll hit.
And then actually another 23.
What?
I know, low odds, but rolled 2 15s in a row there.
Boo hiss.
Oh, wait, sorry, 22, but above 20. So CK, you're going to take 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, fun.
As this creature first brings one fist down on you, getting just beyond your shield and making contact. And it then brings its second arm around, wraps around you, and pulls you into it. You all watch CK disappear into this mass of wet, gloopy, autumnal foliage.
Okay, I'm gonna make 2 Constitution saving throws to see if I'm still compelled, or if he's still compelled. The first one's gonna succeed with an 11, and the second one is going to also succeed.
Okay, so it is still compelled to duel you, but you are inside of it. That is going to be its turn. CK, it's going to be your turn, and we're going to start that with a Constitution saving throw, please.
Lovely. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna get a real die. Hold on. Okay, that's gonna be a 19. The real die.
CK, you continue to feel this lightning be thrown off of whatever is inside of you, but you can feel that it has not yet broken through your armor. It's going to be your turn then. You are currently grappled inside of this mound.
Grappled. Can you remind me, for you, what the grappled condition does?
So your speed becomes 0, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls. You cannot move, you have disadvantage on attack rolls.
I'm going to try to break free of this grapple.
Brilliant. Go ahead and make me a strength.
That's a 22.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yes! I break free of the grapple. Unfortunately, that's my action. I'm going to do a quick assessment of my friends around me. Are people bloodied? Are they not bloodied?
Roll me an insight check.
Okay. That'll be a natural 1.
You unfortunately have a wet leaf stuck to your visor.
Not the least.
Mind you, my insight is +1, so I got a 2 technically, but like, holy moly, that's rough.
It is hard to tell past the foliage stuck to your visor. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I feel sticky, and I kind of like use my bonus action instead of to potentially heal, which was what I was thinking about doing, to peel off this leaf and throw it away. And that will be my turn.
Felicity, you are up.
Just like Rudy here, faithful, old reliable. I'm pulling out the butter knife to go with my bread knife and doing a action stab and a bonus action stab. So for my with advantage, thankfully, an 18 to hit with the bread knife.
That'll hit.
All right. And that'll be 7 piercing damage. And then for the butter knife, that'll hit. I did not crit. That'll be a 25 to hit.
That'll do it.
And that'll be 9 piercing damage with the sneak attack of 9 sneak attack damage. She's hacking and slashing at this thing.
You all do see some bits of like brown mucky ooze start to like leak out of this creature. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I've used my action, my bonus action. I mean, I could use my movement, but I feel like better safe than sorry. Don't do that. And I'll hang out.
All right. Rudy, you're up.
You'll never guess what the plan of action is. I'm going to punch.
You're going to pull out the bow staff.
I will not do that. First is a 11.
That's not going to do it.
Don't I give him advantage?
You do have advantage because you're in flank with Felicity, yes.
So true. Scratch that. That's a 19.
That'll do it.
Hell yeah. That's a 11. 11 punch damage. And then I'm gonna punch him. With advantage. 13.
That's not going to do it.
That sucks. That's what it does. And I think I don't really want to move. I mean, if I move to the left one spot, would you say that CK is flanking?
I would say CK is flanking if you move 5 feet to your left, yes.
Awesome. Then I'm going to move over just a little bit, so we got a nice little triangle going on this guy, and I will end my turn.
All right. Lysander, you're up.
Okay, Lysander is going to just do another good old-fashioned Eldritch Blast.
All right, roll the hit.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 will hit, yes.
Beautiful. Oh my god. It's another one.
Woo, we love to see it. And you still only have one beam, right? It's at 5th level that you get a second beam?
Yeah, I think so.
That sucks. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, that's it.
Cool. It's going to be the Mound's turn. It's still compelled to duel with CK. So, CK, 21 for the first hit.
Oh my god. Can you stop, please?
I simply cannot. It's only going to be a 19.
What?
Only going to be a 19 for the second hit.
Okay. So how much is the first damage?
The first is going to do... Man, I rolled crazy good on Lysander, and now he's just rolling blah. It's going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
10 points? Okay, that's
And then-
not the best, but I'll live.
If you could please then roll me a concentration check.
Yes. I'll roll that concentration check now. That's a 13, so that's going to succeed.
Damn it. I mean, shoot.
Edward, keep
we
that
mark
in.
we mark
But
our...
with a horrible like beep noise, you know, like a beep.
Hey,
like
we
a
mark
TV
our
sensor, thank
episodes as explicit. Brilliant. That is... Yeah, all that he's gonna do, which means it's gonna be CK's turn. Can you start that off by making me another Constitution saving throw?
Sure. That's going to be a 22.
Dang it. Okay. You feel that lightning starting to creep its way ever further into the wood in your chest, but it is still contained. And it's going to be your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go for the... Well, first I'm going to look around and see how my friends are doing.
Roll me an insight check.
That's going to be a 12.
Your friends look a little rough. Rudy looks like he's fine and like he's, enjoying the thrill of the fight. But Felicity and Lysander both look like they're in bad shape.
Okay, then I'm going to, as my bonus action, do my Channel Divinity, which is called Churn the Tide. As a bonus action, each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you regains 1d6 of health if it has no more than half of its HP. So, everyone that's bloodied is going to take 6 HP back.
Nice.
Maximum health. We love to see it.
Will that not take us past our... Is it not allowed to go past half?
No, it's just that if you have below half, you can heal it.
Okay. Because I was like, otherwise Felicity is no longer bloodied.
That's awesome. I'm still bloodied and sparking.
And there's no limit on the number of creatures it can target, just anyone that's in with 30 feet?
Yes, any creatures that I choose
Of
within
your
30
choice.
feet.
Right. That's sweet.
And then I'm going to swing in, and guess what I get? A 3 plus 6 for 9.
Oh,
I'm
man,
assuming that does
You're
not hit.
flanking.
Darn.
Oh, advantage! That'll be 7 plus 6 for 13. I'm assuming
That's
that
still
misses.
gonna miss.
Damn
Listen,
it.
I'm a DM
Dang it.
and a player's worst nightmare. I'm sorry.
I literally just cannot hit this thing. I can roll well on everything else, but I cannot hit this. Oh my god.
All right, that's gonna bring it to Felicity.
You'll never guess, but if it, as Rudy says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Swing with the bread knife. Woo! And with advantage, 21 will hit, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For 6 piercing damage. Roll for the butter knife. And a 23 will hit.
That one will miss, actually.
Okay. For 9 damage, and then the sneak attack on the second hit for max 12 sneak attack damage. I had almost the best round I could have of Felicity without critting.
Hey, Felicity, how do you want to do this?
Woo! Yes!
I will say, since it's like bleeding, you kind of see Felicity as she's holding her 2 cutting utensils, watching people punch it and throw a bunch of like blunt damage, and then she kind of steadies herself, looks at this creature, kind of sees where it's oozing, and she'll plunge with the bread knife straight into where it's oozing, and then the other knife will get stabbed directly perpendicular to it, and then she'll kind of, for the sneak attack, slam them both with her fists to shove them in, causing it to just collapse.
This thing falls to the ground with a wet, like, splat as it lets out, like, ooh, as it falls to the ground and moves no more.
So now you've pissed off the trees.
I understand. I know. Okay, I'll say it one more time. I'm sorry. We should have just been upright with you. You're a kid, but you know what you're talking about. And I don't know what you're going through. I don't know who or how it is to be you, but I do know how it feels to be me. And I see myself in you, so I'm sorry, okay? That's the 3rd time. Congratulations. And you can tell he's trying to be as sincere as he can be. And he's he's still very bloodied and like kind of rubs his arms and stretches out his back and just kind of like checks over himself and is like, if you want to go, you can go. CK, if you want to go, you can go. Okay, I don't want to force anyone or feel like I'm putting you into this box. I'm sorry. A fourth time, my wall is gone. And
We should probably put together your wall. And I'm gonna like start going over and take the planks and like start fixing the wall.
But imagine the story you can tell, Lysander, about how Rudy Quickfoot punched a mound of leaves 18 times. It was so cool. My hands hurt a little bit, but I didn't even break a sweat. This was fantastic. We should do this more often.
Lysander's like shaking as he goes to sit on his chair like, yeah, it was so fun. He like gives a bloodied cough. He's like literally 9 out of 35. Feeling not so good right now, but
9 out of 35.
If I could put it on a scale of like 1 to 35, he's like feeling like a 9 right now.
Felicity will pull out her knives from the creature and kind of brush them off as if she is thinking. And she will like look down and like look down, and as she does so, she kind of pats her bag and Herky's head pops out. And as she like absentmindedly pets his head, she just goes, I only have Herky. He is my only true friend. He's the only person who treats me like an equal. No one else cares. They think they hide it, but I know. I can tell. But I pretend not to. 'Cause it's easier.
CK starts putting down the boards and says, "From the little bits I can remember from the different wipes, I remember you trying to do good. I'm sorry that you don't feel like others respect you as an equal." And he'll just sort of keep putting back the boards into the wall.
You're a good kid. I didn't mean to. I know that you probably have like 5 felonies under my name in your book, and maybe a little bit more.
11.
But okay, 11. He's gonna swallow that a little bit. Okay, 11. But I know that you are smart and you mean well, and you protect this town and everyone in it. You care for them, and they don't give you the same care back, and that sucks. I didn't give you that, and that sucks. So just know that next time I won't do that again. But I understand if there's not going to be that next time, and if you want to go back home. There's lots of danger ahead from that bonfire that we saw, from that magic I witnessed, to hearing CK talk out of bounds and in a totally new way. Me feeling like I had to fix everything and nothing at the same time. I understand. So even though I should have told you all of this from the beginning, there's something big happening, and I know we'll need you to solve it. Me and Rudy and CK won't be able to do this on our own.
She'll kind of look up at all of you, from Rudy, who is just fine and dandy, to Lysander, also on the ground, to CK assembling things. And then no more hiding anything.
I can't make that promise, but that's because I don't know most of my stuff. I don't know what I am hiding.
No more hiding.
She'll turn to Rudy as if expecting an answer, and then also go, "Not that you haven't really just been straightforward the entire time."
I'll be entirely honest, I don't really have a whole lot to hide. Sorry about tackling you, I guess. That wasn't very cool, but I mean, you have to understand my circumstance, too.
Rudy.
It's a game of
To
perspective.
play devil's advocate.
Felicity will sigh and then go, "It was a big push. You might have knocked CK over."
And with that, Rudy's gonna kind of turn and like raise an eyebrow and like smirk at CK. And that dart was pretty freaking cool. I can only imagine how that looked from your perspective, CK, but come on, it was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool if it
See?
weren't coming at me.
No, not at you, at the drone. Moving target in the air, taken down with precision and accuracy. Just icing on the cake.
Part
What a
of my
great day today was.
consciousness in that drone.
What a great day. So what now?
The drone is part of me. You know that, right?
So moving on. So just not even worrying about that. Bygones, all that fun stuff. Now what? Do we move on from this conversation? Great. Okay.
Lysander's just rubbing his temples like, oh my god.
If there's no secrets, I need to know everything about this fire before we go meet with cult members tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow. Lysander jumps at hearing that. What do you mean meeting cult members. Are you crazy?
No, you weren't giving me any information. They weren't giving me any information,
Oh,
pointing at CK.
kid.
So
No,
I pulled
no.
some strings, and I have a meeting with cult members tomorrow.
Oh, no. Oh, and Lysander is starting to, like, freak out. Okay, look. There's a lot that you don't know about these kinds of summoning circles and fire and demons and death and decay and taking. You can't. What even cult? What cult is this? Who are you even talking to about this sort of thing?
Isla knows them. I've described what we saw in the fire, and Isla says she knows some coworkers who worship something similar. She asked around, got me a meeting.
Can I try to do a history check for, like, the kind of, if I can remember this group within the CK stuff?
Uh-huh.
That's a 12 for the first roll. Do I get advantage because Felicity's kind of, like, directly telling me about this, or no?
No.
Okay. Then that's going to be a 12.
There is nothing about a fire-worshipping cult in the CK database.
Is there a group name? Did they give you a name for these people you're meeting with?
Felicity would go, well, Isla told me to say they're not technically cult members. That's apparently rude. But they worship this thing, they're like followers or whatever, and you can either tell me what you know, or I will walk out this door and you won't find out where this meeting is happening and I will go on my own.
I don't know anything. I know what I've dealt with in the past, okay? If you want me to hash out my dirty laundry, then fine. Okay? But there was a flames and fire and screaming and a dark hand, and that's all I saw when I looked at the fire. Now, if you really want me to get into the nitty-gritty of what these people can do and what their deities can do to people like us, then fine, I will go into it. Is that what you want?
You see Felicity, like, open her mouth, like, definitely with the intent to say yes, and then kind of close it and go,
Yes.
you don't have to spill out your past. But what does this have to do with them? And points at CK.
I don't even know if it's connected. Truly, on that night, I was talking with CK, and something happened. Another voice called out. Something that was deep inside that was locked away. And then we saw that message. You saw them tapping. All I know is that if something's locked away, I know that I want to help it. That's truly the only reason I was pushing for this so hard. That's all I know. I will go with you to talk to these people. But you also have to know that it's dangerous. And I've been hiding away from that side for so long, just waiting for someone to give me a guiding light. And sometimes that guiding light and fixing things, it's not gonna happen. And I just have to accept that.
Felicity will kind of kick the decaying vines and leaves at her feet, and then go, I think the time for not being in danger is past.
You're probably right. And he, like, flutters his wings.
Felicity, as you say that time has passed, you all hear a thud come from Lysander's desk.
Lysander whips around.
Lysander, was your book just sitting out on the top of the desk, or did you have it tucked away somewhere?
It was on top.
You all see that this book that Lysander insisted he take with him when CK arrested him and Rudy yesterday has flipped open on its own accord, and the pages rip across as if caught in a gust of wind. And Lysander, you see the same little flame begin to make its way across the pages. And the same voice. Taurus mismo temafshish, Taurus mismo temaftaus. And you all watch as this flame scratches out 3 stanzas, it seems, of runes, and hisses out this metric chanting. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Performance Check is an original Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. All characters, settings, and situations in this story are completely fictional. The cast of Performance Check consists of Michael Saliski as Felicity, Claudia Cromley as Lysander, Jimmy Lancaster as CK373, and Evan Marshall as Rudy. The game is DM'd by Ethan Mann.